Good morning everyone. Today I will be discussing on the topic classification of prodrugs. So before we start this chapter, first of all let me tell you what do you mean by a prodrug. Prodrug is any drug which is present in its raw or unprocessed form, which can be obtained from any natural source like any part of the plant or animal or mineral source. It should be present in a raw form or unprocessed form. Such drug is known as prodrug. Now coming to the different methods of classifying prodrugs, before we go to the different methods of classification, we need to understand what is the requirement of classifying drugs. What is the need or necessity of classification of prodrugs? The first and foremost need of classification of prodrugs is identity. In order to identify the drugs, proper identification is required. As we know, there are hundreds and thousands of prodrugs available from the natural source. It's difficult to identify each and every one until and unless it is properly classified. That is the first need and necessity of developing methods of classification. The second need for classification is to enable proper selection of the prodrugs. Without classifying the drugs, without grouping the drugs in different groups or classes, it's difficult to select a proper drug in time of need. So these are the following methods by which the drugs can be classified: alphabetical classification, taxonomical classification, morphological classification, chemical classification, pharmacological classification, and chemotaxonomical classification. We will be discussing each method individually one by one. Coming to the alphabetical classification method, as the name itself, it's telling that the prodrugs are classified based on the starting letter of their alphabet. A typical example of alphabetical classification is, we can see in the dictionaries, the words are classified based on the alphabetical order. The same way, all the prodrugs are classified based on the starting letter of their alphabet. And this method of classification is followed in all the official pharmacopoeias like Indian Pharmacopoeia, United States Pharmacopoeia, British Pharmacopoeia, National Formularies, British Pharmacopoeial Codex, etc. All these official books, they follow the alphabetical method of classifying prodrugs. Example: A. Acacia, B. Bale, C. Cinnamon, D. Dill, E. Ergot, F. Fennel, G. H. I. J. K. as per the alphabets. The advantage or merit of alphabetical classification is it is very simple, easy to use, it is free from confusion and ambiguities. The demerit or disadvantage of alphabetical classification is it doesn't give any information about the chemical nature of the plant or the therapeutic properties. The second method of classification is taxonomical classification. In this method, the prodrugs are classified based on their species, subspecies, families, kingdom, genera. That is botanical way, or botany is used. Most commonly the plants are classified as per the taxonomical classification. So based on the plants, to which species they belong, which subspecies they belong, which family they belong, they have been grouped in different classes, and that type of classification is known as taxonomical classification. Example: all the plants which belong to a family Leguminosae, they are grouped in one class. All the plants which belong to a family Solanaceae, they are grouped in another class. All the plants which belong to a family Rutaceae. So this here they are classifying the drugs on their based on their family. Same way, all the plants which belong to Cassia species, all the plants which belong to Cinchona species. Here species wise, same way subspecies wise, kingdom wise they are classified. All these things they fall under the taxonomical classification. Coming to the merits of taxonomical classification, the merit of taxonomical classification is it is helpful in studying the botany of the plant, studying the species, subspecies. It enables the proper identification of the plant by studying its botanical parameters. Disadvantage or demerits, same thing, it doesn't provide any information about the chemical nature of the plant, and it doesn't provide information about the therapeutic properties. The third classification is morphological classification. Morphology in the sense the external characters, studying the external features of the crude drugs like color, odor, taste, size, shape, extra features, etc. So according to morphological classification, all the crude drugs are broadly classified into two groups: organized crude drugs and unorganized crude drugs. Organized crude drugs, they are the direct parts of the plant. They have a definite cellular structure. They are made up of cells. Hence, they are also known as cellular drugs. On the other hand, unorganized drugs, they are not direct parts of the plants. They are obtained as secretions or exudations from plants. They do not have a definite cellular structure. They are not made up of cells. Hence, unorganized crude drugs are also known as acellular drugs. So, morphological classification, different parts of the plants can be classified. All the barks, cinnamon, cinchona, purchi, etc. they are grouped in one class. All the leaf drugs, senna, datura, etc. they are grouped in another class. All the roots, Rauwolfia, ipecac, etc. they are grouped in another group. Based on the different parts of the plants also, they can be classified morphologically. The merits of morphological classification, it helps in distinguishing the different parts of the plant and arranging it in proper order. Demerits, again, it doesn't give any information about the therapeutic uses of the drug or the chemical constituents present. The fourth method of classification is chemical classification. So the name itself, it's suggesting under this classification the crude drugs are classified based on the chemical nature of the most important constituent. Here the term most important constituent is very much important, essential, because a single plant may have more than one constituent. Then how we are going to classify this? When one plant or one extract is having more than one constituent, here you will be looking to the most active constituent, which is having therapeutic uses or medicinal value, and based on that most active constituent, the drugs are classified chemically. Example, alkaloids, all the drugs that contain alkaloids, Rauwolfia, datura, cinchona, etc. they are grouped in one class. Glycosides, senna, digitalis, dioscorea, etc. they are grouped in another class. All the drugs which contain volatile oils, fennel, cinnamon, coriander, cardamom, etc. they are grouped in another class. So, based on the nature of their important chemical constituents, the drugs are classified in the chemical classification. The fifth type of classification is pharmacological classification. In this method of classification, the drugs are classified based on their therapeutic nature or pharmacological effect they are producing. All the drugs which act on the central nervous system, they are grouped in one class. All the drugs acting on the cardiovascular system, heart and blood vessels, they are grouped in another class. All the drugs which act on the respiratory tract, they are grouped in another class. All the drugs which act on the GIT, gastrointestinal tract, they are grouped in one class. So this is the pharmacological way. Again they are sub-classified. Again CNS, drugs acting on CNS. Again CNS stimulants, CNS depressants. Drugs acting on cardiovascular system. Again antihypertensives. Again cardiac stimulants, cardiac depressants, etc. They can be again sub-classified based on their pharmacological activity. The advantage of pharmacological classification is it helps in proper selection of drug, and also it helps in suggesting a substitute when the original drug is not available. Disadvantage of pharmacological classification, there may be repetition of drugs occurring. Why do the repetition occur? Because one drug may contain more than one chemical constituent which is having more than one pharmacological activity. Example, cinchona. Cinchona contains quinine and quinidine. Quinine is anti-malarial, quinidine is anti-arrhythmic. So the same drug is being classified twice in two times in two groups. So it may lead to some confusion and ambiguities. This is a demerit of pharmacological classification. The next classification is chemotaxonomical classification. Here you can see the name itself, it's suggesting that two types of classification are grouped together or combined together, that is chemical and taxonomical classification. So the point is, what is the need to classify? What is the need to club these two classifications together? Why not clubbing morphology or chemical, or alphabetical with pharmacological? Why only chemical and taxonomical classification are combined together? The reason is, the study has shown that there is a relationship between the taxonomy of the plant and the nature of its chemical constituents. Example, they have found that a particular plant belonging to a particular species is found to contain similar nature of chemical constituents. So it is very much helpful in studying the biosynthetic pathways and finding the similarities between the species, subspecies, families, and the nature of chemical constituents being synthesized. So for this reason, chemotaxonomical classification is used. So friends, this is a brief introduction to the different methods of classification of products. Thank you.